Hello, Husky fans. Welcome to another installment of the Husky Grappler. Alongside graduate assistant wrestling coach Travis Holt, I'm John Peterson, bringing you up-to-date news of your St. Cloud State University wrestling team. For the third straight year, head coach Steve Costanzo and the Huskies have come back with a NWCA National Duals crown. This time in Louisville, Kentucky, where your Huskies started things out in the first round against the Seton Hill Griffins, the same Seton Hill team that we beat last year for our second crown in Fort Wayne, Indiana. In the second round, the Huskies got a sneak peek against the conference foes of the Upper Iowa Peacocks, defeating them by a score of 27-12. The next day, day number 2, we faced off against the number 1 ranked wrestling team in Division II, the Nebraska Kearney Lopers, and ended things, beating the Notre Dame College Falcons 35-6. As I welcome in Travis Holt. Travis, that first day of competition, it's not very often you see a rematch of the National Dual Championship in the first round, but the boys handled it well.
Yeah, it's not very often you see something like that, but I know the guys were excited to wrestle that team again because they know how well they can wrestle them, and they were able to get the job done, which we were excited about. And another thing is we kind of had to be a little cautious. I mean, you can't overlook a team like Seton Hill because last year they upset everyone all the way to the finals on the other side of the bracket. So we didn't want to be one of those teams that they upset this year. So
the Upper Iowa Peacocks, round number 2 opponents, usually want to wait until conference competition to see the Upper Iowa Peacocks, but this time around it was a good duel.
Yeah, we had a good duel. We had things were looking good at 33. Even though it didn't go as well as Garrett might have hoped. With an injury and all. But other than that, we wrestled tough. Upper Iowa always wrestles us close, keeps the matches close, and looks for a chance to score at the end, and it makes it hard for us to open up in some matches, but our guys found a way to get the job done.
In national duels, if you win your first 2, you're done for the day, and you get to stew over what's going to happen the next day, and that's what happened with St. Cloud State, but in a positive note against the Nebraska Kearney Lopers, defeating them for the second straight year in the semifinals. At this time, they were number 1 in the nation, with your Huskies falling to number 2. But it quickly showed that St. Cloud State is still your number 1 ranked team in Division II. And the Huskies did a great job against a very tough team from Nebraska Kearney.
Our guys always look forward to wrestling against Nebraska Kearney. It's been a rival for a long time. And last year, when we started getting on a roll, we ended up running the score up pretty well. And our guys knew that if we did that again this year, I don't think any team, or we didn't think that any team can handle the tide that we get going. So our guys did a good job of doing that. And then, some of those tough matches, like Brett Velasquez going out there and wrestling against Portillo, Brett really wanted that match back, and he showed that he's where he needs to be, and he's continuing to get better as a wrestler as well.
Brett Velasquez, number 1 in the nation at 125 pounds. Josh Portillo, number 2 in the nation at 125 pounds. This is the third time the boys went against each other, and this is the first time Brett Velasquez came victorious. In the finals against the Notre Dame College Falcons, if there's been any other team in Division II that has had success at the national duels, they are the Falcons of Notre Dame College. Other than the St. Cloud State Huskies winning the national championship 3 out of the last 4 years, the other team that has won the national title are the Falcons of Notre Dame College. And this time around, Notre Dame College came in with a very old team, but at the same time, they still had some new faces. At 165 pounds and 174 pounds, the Falcons touted 2 of the top incoming freshmen in this year's recruiting class. But that let St. Cloud State know that we're still the St. Cloud State Huskies and the defending national champions. So taking a look at 165 pounds and 174 pounds, 2 key matchups for St. Cloud State on their way of beating the Falcons.
Those are some great matches. Devin Fitzpatrick went out there wrestling his style, multiple different attacks and finding a way to score points, and then got on top with that St. Cloud State bent leg Turk and found a way to get the pin, and really showed some excitement and really boosted Colton's boosted Colton's, feeling before the match and went out there to get the job done as well. And Colton wrestled a tough match. He knew what this freshman was capable of, and found a way to get the job done as well. So.
35-6, St. Cloud State defeated the Notre Dame College Falcons. That is the biggest defeat in Notre Dame College wrestling history since they were in the NAIA duels, and they lost to the Ohio State Buckeyes 34-6. So a big win for St. Cloud State going forward. The following week, your Huskies travel to Kenosha, Wisconsin, to entertain the Wisconsin Parkside Rangers along with the Indianapolis Greyhounds and the McKendree Bearcats. All three teams that were at the national duels that the Huskies did not see. We started things off against the McKendree Bearcats, who are ranked in the top 10 in Division II, always bring a tough fight. This time it was the Huskies on top against the McKendree Bearcats. In duel number 2, it was a region duel, a brand new region this year as Division II went to 6 regions. St. Cloud State and the NSIC, along with Wisconsin Parkside, are in region number 5. So, Travis, looking into that duel against the Parkside, against this Parkside crew, I mean, we had some tough matchups, but going forward, we'll see them again.
Yeah, a lot of our guys are excited to wrestle them again. Brett Velasquez, he wants that match back, and it slipped away from him a little bit, and might be the same at 33 and 41. We might not have started out wrestling our best, but our guys definitely picked up the pace moving forward with James Plesky going out there and putting on a show, getting a lot of points up on the board, and then it kind of just continued from there. So our guys have done a really good job so far this year of, we might drop 1 or 2 matches, but they just kind of continue to get it going again and picking up kind of right where we left off to score those points and run the score up.
The last team to beat St. Cloud State since going strong for at least 40-plus duels are the Indianapolis Greyhounds, but this time the Huskies stayed victorious and continued their perfect season 14-0, defeating the Bearcats, the Rangers, and the Greyhounds this past weekend at the Wisconsin Parkside Ranger Duels. Including that 14-0 start, St. Cloud State University's head wrestling coach Steve Costanzo earned his 200th career win as a St. Cloud State University head coach. Congratulations to Steve. Travis and I both know he's not one for celebrations. He's not one for looking at his stats, but that's why I'm here telling you congratulations, Steve. 200 wins as St. Cloud State Husky wrestling coach, and more to come. Alumni Night is coming at you here this upcoming Saturday as your St. Cloud State University wrestling team will be entertaining the University of Mary Marauders. A 2 p.m. start at Hallenbeck Hall. All alumni are welcome with a social afterwards at Howie's. St. Cloud State University, 14-0 on the season, 2-0 in NSIC duels. They will start their NSIC portion of the season with 6 more duels to go. And Travis, before you know it, this season is going to be done.
Yeah, it goes quick. Being a former athlete here, 5 years goes by in the blink of an eye. And we just try and get the guys ready to go every day. And they're moving forward, getting ready for that national title. Or national tournament, sorry.
St. Cloud State University in action this Saturday against the University of Mary Marauders. And then next Thursday, we'll be going against the Northern State Wolves. For more information, updates, news, and what have you with St. Cloud State University Wrestling, visit us on Twitter at SCSU Huskies_WR and visit us on Facebook at SCSU Wrestling. For all your SCSU Husky needs, visit us at www.scsuhuskies.com. For Travis Holt, I'm John Peterson saying we will see you at Hallenbeck Hall this Saturday against the University of Mary Marauders.